Welcome to this episode of Heroes and Generals Beginner. In this episode, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the interface, how it works. Heroes and Generals is a good first-person shooter. It is free to play. The actual gameplay itself is very standard to a first-person shooter. However, the interface is the part that a lot of people, at least in the beginning, they have trouble with. So I'm just going to walk through it real quickly here for you guys. First things first, the top left of the screen, you have two small icons. The first icon is your credits. The icon under that, which has a small star, that is war funds. The credits are used for in-game purchases, i.e. what you see here on my screen, the spade, grenades, etc. The war funds are used for the strategy part of this game. There are two parts. There is a first-person shooter part that everybody starts off with, and later on down the road, when you attain the general rank, you'll be able to play the strategy part of the game, which is very interesting for some because, like a real-time strategy game, as the pieces are moving on the board, the generals are actually moving us, the first-person shooter people, into certain battles, etc., etc. So, what's nice about the credits is you can have multiple soldiers, as I do. You'll see here I have a tank crewman, I have a fighter pilot, and I also have an infantryman. All three of those soldiers, they share the same credit pool. So as you're playing each one of those three soldiers, when they gain credits, it'll all go into the same account, and you'll share those pools. The one thing that is important to remember about having multiple soldiers in this game is, even though the credit pool is a shared resource, the rank system for each soldier is individual, as is the unlocks for those soldiers. So that's just something to keep in mind as you play this game and you have different soldiers. They do progress individually. So second part, let's go. The gold, just like any free game, they have to make some money somehow. This is the gold icon, top left corner here. That's where you can also purchase things throughout the game. Different bonuses or weapons, etc., that you haven't unlocked yet. Going quickly into the unlocks. Unlocks are based on ribbons. You'll see here in on the left side of the screen, you have the ribbons. If I double click one of them, you'll see that the ribbon is broke down into 12 levels. And of those 12 levels, you see the small dots that are listed under each of these ribbons. If you double click those, or single click, it'll give you, kind of a breakdown. It'll tell you what that is. For example, this one is nimble. This unlock, once you get to it, nimble-footed soldiers are much more effective at sneaking up on enemies and make much less noise when moving around. This can be effective if you're in buildings and whatnot. You don't hear the footsteps as loud, and that's just one example. There's many unlocks for the ribbons as you go throughout the game. If you would like to know which each of those unlocks are, you double-click on the ribbon, go through, and it'll actually show you what the unlock is. So, alright, that's that part. Going down to the ranking system, you see there are, at the bottom of the screen here, it goes from 0 to 22. And you also have infantry listed, you have tank crewman at level 3, fighter pilot level 4, you have paratrooper at level 7, recon level 9, and of course general at level 18. As you get to each of these levels, so for example, when I'm an infantryman that everyone starts with, you get to level 3, you'll be given the option to change to tank crewman. Of course, they will want to charge you some in-game credits. I think it's 7,100 at the moment. This may change later. And you'll be able to change to that tank crewman. A lot of people have asked, hey, if I change to a tank crewman, firefighter, paratrooper, recon, etc., will I be able to change back to my infantry person? Yes, you can. Do you have to pay again as far as credits go? Yes, you do. That's not a big deal. It's not really that much. You get those in a few battles, or in a battle rather, those credits, and you can always change back if you don't like whatever class you've changed to. Are you locked into that class when you're playing it? Yes, until you change back. So that's another reason that a lot of people, including myself, we have multiple soldiers. So when we're in a battle, if an assault team dies, or if you want to change to a different character that has a different loadout, you're able to do so. All right. Next, we'll go into this area of the screen. You see there are two boxes. These are what they call the combat badges. And as you go through playing Heroes and Generals, you'll notice you start to unlock these badges. And they all have different levels. I'll click on Marathon Man, for example. The bronze, it gives you 15% longer sprint time. The silver, 35% longer sprint time. And the gold, 50% longer sprint time. All of these badges, they pretty much have, well, not all of them, most of the badges have 3 levels. And yeah, you'll unlock those as you go. And generally, if you do not have a premium account or what they call a veteran's membership, only one of these boxes will be unlocked, so you can only use one badge. But if you have a veteran's membership, which I do, which you can buy with gold, then you'll have 2 badges. And you equip those. They all do different things. Some are better than others. One of the badges that most people, I would say, prefer is Heavy Set. The reason why is because Heavy Set decreases the damage taken, so that's a very important one. A lot of people use that. And of course, you know, Marathon Man plus some other ones that people like. You can, everyone their own, choose what works for you and what doesn't work for you. All right, continuing on really quickly here. Going into the weapons, this confuses a little bit of people, so I'll go into the weapons panel here. So I'll click on my first box. You'll notice in the top right corner you have 10 small dots, and you have 10 of 10 based on an infantry soldier. What that means is you have 10 slots, and that's the amount of weight that that soldier can carry. And on your first rifle here, you notice that on my rifle, I have the M1903. I'll go ahead and, for this purpose, switch to the M1 Garand that everybody starts with. You have listed here, I have 4 dots, so that means it takes up 4 slots. All right. If I want to add additional ammo to this, because it only has 8 rounds at the moment, I would click the small plus sign here. It'll add a pouch, but it'll also add a dot, so it'll take away from the amount of weight that I'm allowed to carry with this soldier. You'll notice at the moment I have grenades clicked or check marked, so that takes up 2. I have these other set of grenades that also takes up 2. I'll uncheck those, and as I do it, you'll see that my weight indicator changes. So I can mix and match what I would like to take with me, whatever I've purchased throughout the game, and decide to use in the game. So, alright, that's that. If you would like to purchase a new weapon, you would click New Weapon here. And you see, when you first start out the game, everything will more than likely only have the option to buy it with gold. As you start playing the game and you get unlocks, you'll get this icon, which allows you to buy it with in-game credits, and you do not have to use real money. So that's nice. As you start playing the game, you start getting unlocks with your ribbons. You will be able to modify your weapon, which is nice. So modifying weapons can increase their damage. It can increase their precision. There's quite a few things that you can do with the different weapons. So this is where you purchase them. Now let's go into, and before I go into, also explosives equipment you can buy from this window as well. So close that. We'll go back to modifying a weapon. We'll see what that is. To modify a weapon, you would click the weapon that you prefer. You go to the middle of the screen on the bottom under your ammo there. Click Modify Weapon. And here is where you have sight, ammunition, barrel, internal, and trigger, things that you are able to modify. You would click on Upgrades. And here you see I have 1 modification listed. But you notice if you look at my rifle, nothing is yellow. And if nothing is yellow means even though I've purchased this modification, it's not actually installed. So to install it, this is the part that really confused me in the beginning. I thought if I purchased the upgrade, it was installed. It is not, people. You actually have to click in the bottom left here, click Equip Upgrade. And now you'll notice that this yellow field modified rifling has actually been installed on the weapon, and I'm able to use it. If I would like to do a new modifier, I would click New Modifier, and I can go through the different modifications, whatever I would like to purchase, and I can add those to the rifle. So, alright, let me close that. I want to go back here. I want to show you one more thing about. So I have field modified rifling.
User left your channel.
If I click that, the one thing that is also very important, you see where it says repair upgrade in the bottom left here? You want to click that and click on auto repair generally if it's something you're going to use a lot. So that way you don't have to keep going back in there and repairing your modifications. You'd like to do this with just about everything that you own. So I'll click on my vehicles here now. I'm back on the main screen. Vehicles top right. This is also another one. You have to go in, click repair vehicle. It's already check marked for me, so I don't have to worry about that. When you buy vehicles, a nice thing is that you can modify them also. And what I have modified on mine is I've gone to upgrades, added upgrade, and I've added an infantry supply crate and an anti-tank supply crate. Generally, I prefer on my vehicles to have the infantry supply crate because it has more benefits. It actually heals soldiers when they come to the supply crate. It heals them if they hold down the E key when playing the game, and also it resupplies them. So it has two benefits compared to if you only choose the anti-tank supply crate. It just gives you a small bazooka and that's it. So let's close all this out, go back to the main screen. The last thing before I get out of this video, in the bottom right corner you have kind of looks like a soldier's icon, I guess you could say it. Click that. If you would like to make a new soldier, to do that you click on click to enlist soldier in the top right, and here it will give you the option. It has a multitude of trained already, what they Heroes and Generals calls academy trained, which is basically you pay gold to get these soldiers and they're unlocked, and they already have certain weapons and whatnot. If you just would like a free soldier to start a new profile, you would click the very first one, infantryman. It will charge you 7,100 in-game credits, and you can click it, buy it, continue on, and then you will end up like me, have multiple soldiers. You'll notice infantryman is my primary soldier. I'm working on trying to get to recon class. I'm at level 7.5 at the moment. If I change soldiers, I have my tank crewman. You'll see he's at level 3. I've started a new class with him, and then my third soldier is a fighter pilot. I made it to level 4 with him, and I'm slowly progressing with them. So I hope this helped a little bit as far as working with the interface here in Heroes and Generals. Enjoy, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.